Hey, what's up, everybody? So y'all know I don't usually do the long introductions. Usually just get straight into it because when I come through to talk with y'all about life, relationships, and all that shit that goes on in between, it's real content. It's important and it needs to be discussed. So, as usual, let's get straight into it. Relationship etiquette, episode 4, the concept of an apology. Now, what motivated me to want to do this episode? So, I, as a precursor to what this episode is going to be discussing, it seems like um, there's a misconception about relationships in general, and then also to go further, specifically the different nuances that make up relationships. So the thing is this, I don't think it's anything or any one thing that a partner does, male or female, um, that a partner does in a relationship, whether that relationship is a romantically charged relationship, whether it's a platonic relationship, whether it's a heterosexual relationship, a same sex relationship, I don't care what it is. As far as, when we're discussing the business of relating, we're two people in a closed environment relating to one another. That's really what a relationship is. And I feel like it's our perceptions of relationships through the things that we've learned and seen collectively, over a period of time that kind of give us our directional senses of how to navigate throughout the different stages of those relationships. And one of the biggest issues that I see people having is when it comes down to people when they do something to you in a relationship and then they apologize. Now, I don't want to seem preachy or like I'm giving a lecture, but again, I feel like people don't understand what the real reason of apologizing to someone for something that you did to them, what purpose it's really supposed to serve. Okay? I'm not going to do this whole thing where I usually give a definition of what a term is because, we all know what an apology is. We all know when those moments are appropriate for us to give apologies to someone. The problem comes in when people mistake them giving you an apology for something that they did to you and the time period that it's expected for that apology to do whatever it was intended to do when it was given. Look, if you apologize to me for something that you do, don't apologize to me from the space of you doing it for you or for the sake of the relationship getting back to a peaceful place. I always say love is everything is fair in love and war. And the reason why I say that is because for all intents and purposes, the the dynamic of what love is as it exists between two people in real time in the real world is no different than war on the battlefield. It's not. Because it seems like it's always about one person having a leg up on the other person. Or, somebody who has the advantage during that period of time where the transference of energy, which goes back and forth between one party and the other throughout the course of a relationship, it consistently changes hands. And my thing is, as it relates to apologies for transgressions against a partner in a relationship, this is my take on it. If you're going to apologize to me for something, understand that whether or not I accept that apology or whether or not that apology ends a current dispute, the transgression for which you are apologizing to me, that apology does not work on your time or any time that you may think it should. It's on my time. So if you do something to me and, depending on the level that that thing affected me, that apology is going to apply in different ways. And it's going to apply in different levels, and it's going to dissipate the damage of what you did at different paces. And that's going to happen in a time that is most connected to how I feel about what you did, how I feel about you, the person, and how I feel overall about my reconnecting with you after that apology is given and how sincere that apology is. So if you apologize to me for something and you say, yo, it's been like 3, 4 days now. I apologize to you for this thing that I did. And, you're still holding it against me. It's still whatever. Like, look, you can't apologize to your partner for something that you do to them and expect them to respond to that apology in a way that is going to be beneficial to you. Because if that's what you're apologizing for, then you've missed the whole purpose of why an apology was needed. And and in my hopes of trying to get us all back to a better place in relating to each other, one thing we need to understand is things we do in a relationship concerning our partner, the motivation shouldn't be for us to be okay. Like if you do something wrong and you're apologizing to your partner for whatever you did, that apology is not meant to be, look, I did whatever I did. You're upset about it, so I'm sorry. Can we squash it? That's not what the purpose of an apology is. The purpose of an apology is you saying, look, I did something that clearly offended you in one way, shape, or form. And because that was the effect of what I did. Because be clear, you're not apologizing for what you did. Because people are never sorry for what they do. If you were truly sorry for something that you did, you wouldn't have done it. Because we're not stupid, we're adults. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happens just randomly because. Everything starts with a choice, no matter how small that choice is. So when you apologize to someone for something, you're not apologizing for what you did because you knew full well what you were doing. And I'm pretty sure that if you know your partner even a little bit, you knew that that thing would affect them in some kind of way that would be detrimental to that relationship. So in reality, right, you're apologizing because of the effect that what you did had on that person. So you're really just acknowledging the fact that, look, like, I care about you, the person, and I'm seeing that what I did is affecting you. And for that, I apologize. Not for what I did, because I knew what I was doing when I did it, and I did it anyway. So let's get past that. So you've done something to your partner. Y'all had a discussion, maybe an argument, was what it was squashed, they apologized. You can't expect them to then turn around and be in a place with you again where you know it was like that situation never happened. Like you have to allow them on their own time to apply whatever level of severity they feel the shit you did to them warrants, and they got to be allowed to get over that in their own time. You can't assign a time period to something that you apologize to someone about because you can never fully understand how that affected them. I mean, I get past that by, it's simple. I don't typically apologize to anybody for anything because of my beliefs about why people apologize and what an apology really means, and the fact that we all make choices to do the things that we do. If I say something to you that upsets you or offends you, I'm not sorry for that because if I said it, it needed to be said. The furthest I will ever go is maybe in hindsight apologizing for how I deliver certain things. I'm never sorry for what I say, and I'm never sorry for what I do or how I feel. Because at the end of the day, I got to be who I am. And if I'm not true to myself, I can't be true to you in a relationship with me. And so, just All of that peripheral shit is it's not important. The premise of this episode is when you apologize to someone, understand the concept that you're not apologizing for you, you're apologizing for them. And that apologize will work. Now that could be negative or it could be positive. Whether or not that apology is going to work for you or against you, you don't know and you have no control over it. And sometimes that person doesn't even know. You can apologize to me for something and I could be like, in the moment, I could be like, yo, okay, I'm feeling that. You apologize, like, we cool. But I might wake up the next day, rethink everything that happened, and be put in a different space and looking at it from a different light. I could be mad all over again. But understand that if you do something wrong and you take the responsibility and hold yourself accountable and you apologize, you're giving me the right to fully reserve for however long I feel I need to reserve the right to not be okay with what you did. Apology or no apology. So let's stop being selfish. Let's start understanding that when we do shit, the shit that we do has consequences, not just for us, but for the people around us. So while it shows maturity in your relationship to be willing to apologize to someone for something that you did, understand that that apology is not always going to be the end all be all when it comes to saving that relationship and making your partner be in an okay space with you after whatever it was you did, because it's really on their terms. And you really surrender. You're surrendering a part of yourself when you apologize to someone, because you're admitting, whether you're aware of it or not, that look, now I'm pretty much at your mercy. When you feel like you're gonna be okay with what I did to you, you know, that's basically what you're saying when you apologize for something. So you got to be careful. Like, you can't throw out apologies to someone every other day for a bunch of shit that you keep doing and expect it to have an effect on them. It's not. If a person's really rocking with you, they're going to feel your apology. And if it's sincere, they're going to be able to sense that. But again, like, all behavior is learned. And in large part, the makeup of who we are by the time another person meets us has already been drilled into us from the time we were kids. So you doing something to me might invoke some long forgotten memories of something that happened to me, in the past. And so when you apologize for something that you did, realize and understand it might not necessarily be all of what you did, but it could be the memories or the experiences that were tied to what you did. That's really the most upsetting. And that could work for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have baggage. We all take that baggage with us from one relationship to the next. So I appreciate your apology, whoever you are. And the person that you're apologizing to, they appreciate it. And I'm sure you appreciate it when someone apologizes to you. But just remember, we're all human. And, we work in our own time, and our emotions, they heal in their own time, and memories fade in their own time. So let's just be a little bit more selfless. Let's do better at the business of relating, and let's just keep trying to get better. It's a new day, it's a new year, and we're all really just trying to get along. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and love.